Hey y'all, before it gets too hot, I thought that I would give you an update on the dahlias because this is a lot about growing dahlias in the south, which you absolutely can do. And this morning we have put the netting on the dahlias. I got this from Johnny's Seed and it has been a lifesaver. I hesitated because I'm a backyard gardener in doing something that the professionals do, but it's worth every penny of it. It's worth all the effort it takes. My husband helps because I couldn't do it without him, and we tightened up the stakes a little bit and pulled. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. We've been doing this, and it's hot. So I've got one that's about to bloom. They grew really fast because we got rain this week, and so the netting should have been done a week ago, but it wasn't because I finally planted the last dahlia. Let's see, what's today? Thursday. And it just about wore me out. But here we go. Dahlia season is getting in full swing. There's a lot that have been planted, like they're little. Some over there haven't even come up yet. So we should have lots of blooms at different times. It'll be staggered this year instead of just all at one time. And Lily's thrilled because she can get in the shade up under the dahlia when they're after they've been netted, because I don't mind her being in it as much. Let me give you a quick look at the rest of the garden. I know it's scattered, but I'm hot and I'm ready to go in. The daylilies back there, they're blooming really pretty. I love them. But I love dahlias too. I just love flowers. It's like my daddy said, what's your favorite flower? And he said, the one that's right in front of me. He did have a few funny things, sprinkled with throughout. But anyway, never mind. That's another story. These are my seedlings that I hybridized. So they're no more on the planet that look like this. These I really love. The color, the terracotta, it's a little bright, so the color's not as good. But I really like that color. This is another. And I always have little play-in puppies next to me. The nasturtiums, they're just such a nice border plant. And the weeds right there, oh, they're such a nice border too. Anyway, the garden's coming along quickly after we got rain this week. I don't know what's with those peas. Half of them look good and half of them don't. So obviously the dirt, I need to put fertilizer in or something. Cucumbers are starting to bloom. We have basil, the okra. Beets, we ate beets this week. They were so good. And then we have a whole row of zinnias, and they're beautiful, y'all. They're just beautiful. I pitched them this year, and I don't know why I haven't done that always, because they're full of buds. And this year we have squash. There's a little squash down in there. I planted eucalyptus in here. I think there's 3 there. Another one on the end of the bed. And the artichoke is coming along that Betsy gave me. The snails ate it up to start with, but now it's outgrown them, so it grew fast. The beans are they're blooming, so it shouldn't be very long. But this is dahlias here because, y'all, I don't know what got into me. I'm at the maximum. This is dahlias here, all in that bed, and I am maxed out with dahlias. I think this is probably going to be my biggest year, and I'll start scaling back after this year because it feels like just more than I need to deal with. I have 60-something dahlias this year. My goodness. So obviously you can really grow dahlias in the south. And me being the only one doing this, Brian helps me with heavy lifting, but I'm the gardener and I do all the watering. I think we might put some soaker hoses in the dahlias, but I do mostly hand watering. And this year it has just become a huge job because way up there is a straw bale garden with tomatoes in it. So here we are. Daylilies, dahlias. My roses seem to be just about all dead. I don't know what happened to them, but I'm not going to really worry about it too much. I guess I'll start over next year if I need to. But here's the lavender. I don't know if you can see. It's beautiful. It's fixing to be in full bloom just in the next day or two. And there's a couple of roses that survived. And then the one on the trellis is okay. But I guess with all the sunshine, there's a little rain too, because there's a dead rosemary that I moved. Miss Huff, it looks good. And there is a row of roses in there that might make it. We'll see. I just wanted to give you an overview. All this is daylilies, and now that I've got all the dahlias in the ground, maybe I'll have time to clean things up a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe I'd rather go to a thrift store or set a pretty table. But we'll see. Because it sure needs some little house cleaning out here. The grass is finally coming in. All that dry weather really made the grass the worst it's ever been. There's our fig tree. It does have a few figs this year. And my forever guardian, aren't you, Teeny? Teeny. Such a sweet girl. Well, this is all for today because I need to go drink Gatorade and rest a little bit. Oh, and water tomatoes. Thank you for watching. This is Mona at Winterpast.